All right, go.
Good boy. So we are trying a different trail today. I've done it once back a year ago in January and realized pretty quickly that it wasn't a safe trail to be doing alone. The weather was absolutely beautiful, but the terrain was pretty treacherous with the snow and the ice and the steep hills. So steep, in fact, that you cannot ride horses back here. The dogs are very excited, uncontrollably so, literally obeying zero commands, but they're having a great time. So
everybody's got spring fever.
Spring fever. This is the first time we've been out without any snow on the ground, and it's about, what was it when we left the house, hon? 46 degrees, and it's not raining. It was sunny when we got up this morning, but true to Michigan, Lake Michigan weather, as close as we are to it, it is quick to change. So hopefully we can get this hike going and get back to our car before any precipitation happens. And hopefully you guys enjoy it with us. We're excited to get out and roam about. Peekaboo. Get it, Tucker. There we go. Still a little too early to get morels, mushrooms, but I think the ground has to be 55 degrees, and we are about hopefully 2 to 3 weeks away from that, although I do know in other parts of the states they are finding them just now. And I've been told that if you start looking for the dandelions, you okay back there? That we can start looking for the morels. It's nice to see new growth starting. The trilliums should be starting in a couple of weeks as well. All the mushrooms. But even more, those are woodpecker holes. Oh, look at more Chucky too. Those are huge. Saga, I was just gonna say. So I learned, I saw that back in, when Jay and I were traveling out west with some friends, that the difference between an aspen tree and a birch tree, according to the guide in Yosemite Park, is the aspen tree is a single trunk and a birch tree has two or more stemming out of the same tree. So I also learned that you can tap them for syrup. You guys. Tucker. Look at you. He doesn't care. No.
Little white dog, get out of there.
You just got somewhat groomed today.
Come on.
You can still see we have some snow. That's chaga, Jay. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
We've already pulled 5 ticks off of pucker, and there was still snow on the ground. So
yeah, I think
we have a very ferocious tick season up here till things dry out in the midsummer.
Yeah, we usually get a batch in the spring, they hatch, and then usually towards the fall they get one more hatch. We haven't had a spring yet, and there have been a couple sightings of bears. And because we haven't had much of a spring, they're going to be forced to come out of their dens with little to no food available in greenery. And, well, we just don't want to approach a bear, let alone a very hungry and desperate bear. So we traded out our protection for a little bit bigger protection, just to make sure. He's living his best life right now. At least this one has roots that you can use as steps, you know? My right knee is creaking like a tree. Look at that. That's gotta be 100, 120 feet drop. And then when the snow is on, it looks even steeper. But we're in the treetops, so Lake Michigan is directly over there. We're probably a quarter of a mile from it. There she is. There she is. Look at your tongue hanging out the side of your mouth. There she is. And right here is where it gets dangerous, because you see the sand all through here. But what's worse is you have the pine needles on the sand, and the pine needles roll. And so the footing of it is pretty uncertain. And I should have worn my hiking boots, but there's no part of this that's straight at all, you guys. It is down one hill and up the next immediately. You okay, Moggs? Doing okay, bud? Huh? I think we can start shaving you, huh? You know, you guys know that he's old. We shaved Tucker about 6 weeks ago, and we keep Piper trimmed. We like her shaggy. We just think she looks cuter that way. But Mowgli, he is just skin on bones. He eats nonstop. You can see how happy he is, but we just couldn't do it to him, shaving him that quick, or shaving him too soon. Good girl. You're a good girl, huh? Okay, I'm going up that. It is so impressive to watch a bird dog, a Brittany, work. That hill, he's probably at a 20% incline. He doesn't care. This is a gold mine. Just unbelievable. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see past Jay, but in the fall, we went hiking with our son and his girlfriend in West Virginia. What was it called? Big Gorge River? Big River Gorge. Anyways, this is reminiscent of that walk, that hike. Here she is. Oh, this is beautiful. Oh, he found something. What'd you guys find? What is it? Do you see that right there, guys? You see that little stub of the tail wiggling? It'd be wagging 100 miles a minute. Don't think because a dog's tail is wagging that he wouldn't bite your hand off. Because I'm telling you right now, if a squirrel came out of there, it'd be gone. And she's getting in on the action. Yeah. They're having so much fun. Look at them. I know, never. He's having the best day. He's just biting at that too. He's only got like 3 teeth in his head. Look at him. Mowgli, you're panting so hard it sounds like you're playing the xylophone. But look at this view, guys. So right there is Lake Michigan. You can still see there's ice. I think we're April 20th. So this is where we're going, and that pathway probably has 10 inches before it's a probably 120-foot drop from here all the way up. As you can tell here, that's the treetops, and we're actually above that line there. So whatever height this hill is that we're on. Honey, where are you going?
I think there's a really good lookout up here. I want to check out.
Okay. This might just be a deer trail. It's certainly not marked, so clearly it's a trail, and it really is just a half step away from disaster. Okay. So the sun is right to my left, which is the south, and so the sun is up there, and all along here is moss. So if I didn't know where I was going, I would know. It's not always 100% true, but you can see that the moss is growing on the north side. So the sun is in the southwest area, and the moss is in the north. So I don't know if you guys can see, but there's the lake. And the dunes are, so obviously the lake is right there, and the dunes are right there, kind of hidden by these trees. And then we're on the second ridge of the dunes. There's a giant valley between us. Obviously you can see how that goes down. Did you find another one? How dirty he is. Good thing about his fur is the dirt falls off easily when it dries.
Come on. Mowgli, come on.
He almost had it. We took Mowgli out in the process.
Come on.
Come on, guys. Come on, let's go.
Sucker. Come on, Mowgli. Mowgli. Come on.
You're driving along Lake Michigan, and you see the rolling hills with the trees, but you don't realize how big those hills are until you're on top of one. You doing okay, Mogs? I can always tell when he's ready to come back and turn around because he starts staying closer to us. I don't want to turn around, but we probably should. You think? Well, he keeps going, so.
No, he doesn't know. It's up to you.
Well, I mean, look at him, how happy he is. So the problem is we're all happy right now, but we're out on somewhat flat land, even though it's still pretty hilly. It's flat compared to what we just came off of. Look at them. She's coming back. Wait, where's Mom? Good girl. Good girl. It's a good girl, huh? Come on, boys, let's go back. He's still got some spring in his step, so it's good we turn around though, because he's panting really hard. The worst part of where we're at right now is not only is there in some areas maybe 6 inches of footing along the side of this here and here because we're switchbacking, but we are also on all of these leaves, which have a waxy consistency. And what's worse is we are underneath a ton of oak trees. So there are several acorns under our feet. So we're dealing with those rolling under our feet, the waxy consistency of all of the leaves, and the steep incline. And it's pretty slippery. But I'd do it again.
Absolutely. I want to go further.
I know, I do too. Unfortunately.
It's fun to take our backpack and
Yeah. Did you get a drink? Did you get a drink? Come on, let's go. Still has ice in that, huh? The trick is to keep Tucker out of that mud swamp, that bog, before we get in the car. Suzanne and Patricia, if you're watching this is for you. Taking you along with us on our walk, even though we're miles apart. All right, let's go. Good job.